Hello again, I'm Bob Colt. We're continuing our conversations in Charlotte Public Schools, and Reba Sommer is with me. She's the president of Band Boosters. Reba, tell us what that is, like if people don't know.
Yes, that is serving and supporting, first of all, our three band directors and our students and our parents.
And so what do you do?
Community.
What do you do as president?
We work, that's what we do. As president, I am just to make sure things are functioning the way that the Band Booster organization is supposed to function. But we have lots of tremendous parents who help that and support that. So we do things like our festivals, our state solo and ensembles, our football games, just an array of activities that we have to keep up with all year long.
And what do the Band Booster parents do?
First of all, we attend the events and we make sure that all of our students have the things that they need. Our directors have the items that they need, whether it be for the students, the uniforms, the food that they need, concessions, those kinds of things.
And is it obviously band is really important and has a lot of input from people in Charlotte, is really kind of different than it is in some other communities, isn't it?
Yes. The band, the slogan is unending chain of musicians, and that is true. There's just years and years and years worth of band members that still in our community, and it is because our band, we very much are. I guess the word is we very much find our traditions in this community very important. And even the band today still carries on some of those traditions from years and years ago.
Give me an example.
Like our band bounce, or you knew I was going to say
Yeah.
that. Our 78th band bounce, and the very first band bounce, we still have a member who attends that. So that's a long-standing tradition for us.
And so tell us what you played.
In band,
Yes,
myself?
exactly.
Cornet.
Yeah.
And I had a little bit of French horn, but cornet was my passion.
And so what is it about a parent who kind of looks at a young person coming through school and what does it take to really encourage them in a musical aspect of their education?
I think first of all, they have to have some sort of a want to do this. And it may be just simply that a friend does it, but they had to really have the support from the parents at home. And obviously they get unending support from our directors and the parents and Band Boosters. Huge, how do I say it? That's a goal for us, is to really support those kids, and that's one of the main objectives that we do as a booster parent. But they have to have the support at home and
To practice, yeah.
yes, to make events on time and to be here when they need to. It's a lot of work, and if they're just dedicated, but I think that they also find a sense of belonging with other kids, and they all have something to accomplish. And how proud they can be of themselves when we walk away from an event or a festival and we receive the kind of ratings that Charlotte always has.
Well, so why is Charlotte magical in the band area?
I think it's our directors, our long-term directors, who have been here for years and years. And even as Mr. Rose came in, he had some big shoes to fill, and he has. He has filled those, and I think it's just the dedication that starts with Mr. Grond and Ms. Detkin. And they get these kids ready, and they are ready when they hit 9th grade pre-band camp. It's obvious.
So tell us a little bit more about Band Boosters and why that's so unique and special.
Band Boosters is an organization that we have in place, has been for years and years and years. And it's a group of parents who want to come in and help run our events. As we have other students who come here for different things, other bands who come for different things, like our CPAC, and we have parents in place who work the events, such as, to give an example to make it more simple, for a football game. So we have parents here who help get the uniforms distributed to our kids. Make
And
sure
all of that has to be coordinated.
absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. Make sure even the hem is just where it's supposed to be. And then we have parents who are here to run our concession stands for football.
Yeah.
And
So that helps support the program as well.
does support, yes, yes. And then when we have actual events where other bands come as guests, we're here to make sure that they have the things that they need. They know where to go. They know where to sit in the in our auditorium. And people want to come here. They find that our Performing Arts Center is top notch, and they ask if we will host things just to be able to have that experience.
So the kids get kind of a unique experience on a band, and the parents share some fellowship too, don't they?
Yes, in our community, there is a belonging. We all attend church together. We grocery shop together. We work together. And those kids come together, and I think they find a sense of belonging. And I think you have to have that before everything else will fall into place. And parents know each other. Some of these parents were in band themselves.
Yeah.
And here they are back with their children. Sometimes we get grandparents who want to help. They were in band. So it is, that chain that just continues on and on.
So the more people involved in encouraging musical experience is something that you're really doing. You're not just working the concession stands, which a lot of people may
right.
see. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, as well as encouraging young people with their education.
Right. There are a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and that's really what we as band booster parents do. We work behind the scenes. We're not out there. It's the kids who receive, the accomplishments and the gratitudes. But we are behind pushing that and helping that to happen.
Well, and I want you to talk a little bit more about the band bounce, because if you're in this community, you may know what it is, but for people who don't, tell people.
Yeah. Band Bounce is a series of events that happen several nights a week in April. And what happens is each night is designated for one of our bands to play. Even our middle school participates in that, and our concert band in high school and our symphony band in high school. And then after the concerts all take place at the very beginning, and then after that, some of the band students that choose to participate, they do a series of acts. It may be a skit, a musical skit. It may be even dancing. It may be singing, or they play their own personal instrument, something outside of band that they have learned, as a child on up. And it really is a really good way for these band kids to showcase their talents to the community. And it's a community-wide event.
You mentioned the Performing Arts Center. Talk a little bit about how important CPAC is to this community.
First of all, we are incredibly fortunate in our community to have something so incredible, and we are very proud of it. But people want to come here because the place is it's run top notch. It looks as new as it did the day it opened. It's a beautiful facility. It's very much in modern times. The sound is incredible. And
why is that? Is it just the engineering, or is it the performance?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But, I think that they like to come because the sound is not a dead sound that you hear in a school gym. Mm-hmm. And we are very lucky, and we do feel lucky to have that. But I think it gives a band, especially our Charlotte band, a sense of pride to sit on that stage and play at a facility that just makes them sound even better than they are.
Yeah, and something that families can share, both in the audience and on stage.
And for us parents, band boosters who are there to help pass out programs or take tickets or give directions or an array of things, we hear time after time how beautiful our facility is. Yeah. From someone who has been here 3 times or someone who's attending for the first time.
So you could have a performance every night.
We could,
Probably kill a lot of
and
parents,
probably would.
So when you compare Charlotte to other school districts, they just don't have the resources that Charlotte has been able to commit. It just gives you a rich experience here, doesn't it?
It does. Very, pride, and not in a bad way, but just welling up of pride when you know that your child is one of the ones sitting on stage playing.
Yeah. So how can new parents who have kids interested in band get involved in Boosters?
We have meetings monthly, and we send out, minutes to all of our email addresses of all band parents. And we're constantly inviting people to come in and help us. We also have newsletters that goes out with the middle school. And when we perform our last concert, I believe it's the last 6th grade concert in the spring, the 5th grade parents are invited to attend so that they can receive the information and find out which instrument best fits their child.
That must be a challenge.
I guess it is.
As someone who's played a musical instrument and passed it,
Yes.
selecting the instrument.
I know for 2 of our children that what they wanted was not what they ended up with, but it was a very good fit for them. Mm-hmm. So someone very knowledgeable is helping to guide and not what the kids want.
But explain that more. A lot of people might not really understand what you mean by fit.
I think a lot of kids like percussion because it's a cool instrument. And that's where one of our children were headed, but he was more suited for trombone. And honest to goodness, that was the instrument that was more comfortable for him.
Yeah.
Likewise, our youngest, he was suited for French horn, wasn't excited about it, but now he realizes that, that the director really truly, or Mr. Sutherland truly knew what he was talking about or thinking about when he was tested.
A band is really an amazing thing because there are all of these pieces coming together and coordinated. It takes a lot of dedication too, doesn't it?
It sure does. It sure does. And you just hope that, the kids are getting the support at home. And not only does Band Boosters just do the physical aspect, but emotionally, we help support those kids.
Well, talk about that a little bit more.
Making sure that, if a child, you particularly know that maybe they're not getting the support at home, you just give them that little extra hug or that comment, or, you might, if you know that, like I said, something's going on at home. You just, you don't necessarily tell them, but you just give them a little more attention.
It's a support group too.
Let them know that you care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you've had the experience and you share it with others, but I want you to talk a little bit more about the importance you think of supporting a musical education as a piece of someone's educational experience. Why is that important? Because some parents who don't have that culture of music might not really understand.
I do. I really think, and I am going off of experience, I think, first of all, as a student, I had a sense of belonging when I was in high school band. Of course, I started in 6th grade. And because you develop, and what's very important for middle school and high school kids, friendships. And you're all working toward the same goal. But you all come together and you work hard and you practice, and then the results, when you perform, all pay off. So you feel this unity. And like you said, it's very much of you feel pride, and not in a bad way, sense of accomplishment. But it's very important because, maybe someone isn't as good in an area such as math or English or something, but they excel in music.
Yeah.
And that may be what really gives that person confidence throughout their life. And they may take what they're good at, which may be a musical background or education, and they will excel. where, maybe the others come, maybe it's a little harder for them.
But if someone's excelling in a musical experience in school, it gives them really some motivation to do all of those other things too
Right.
that school involves.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. So you kind of have a holistic experience as a band booster.
You do.
Now, as you sit back as president in guiding this organization, what would you like to do in the future?
I don't know yet. We're fairly new. We are a fairly new group.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's why we ask.
what I really want to see more than anything is, of course, you always want the profit, but for me, I'm more of the emotional side. I want people to feel connected and involved, because I did not feel that in the beginning. When our oldest child was, all of our kids were in a private school, and public school literally intimidated me to death. And I just thought, well, maybe if I get involved in band and I'll be a grade representative, then maybe I'll feel a little bit like I know people. And that was my first step. And I just realized if I'm feeling that way, a lot of people must be feeling that way.
So you've evolved.
That's why we want people to come in and help and make them feel welcome and feel like there is a spot for them if they are interested in being part of the organization.
Well, Reba, that's a great way to conclude our conversation.
Thank you.
Reba Sommer, president of Band Boosters in Charlotte Public Schools. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Bob Colt. We'll continue our conversations.